Okay, everybody, we're going to start to download our images. So when you go on my website, go under web design. I go under all my project images are here. They are live links. So I'm going to download all of them. This is what the Duomo looks like. Hazel Eye. Calling this Monitor Man. Mosaic. And the RedDress. Okay, so now I can open Photoshop. I'm going to open my first image. Actually, I'm going to do File New. I'm going to create my image size first. Okay, so we want to make sure Photoshop is pulled down to inches, and we're going to make our file size 11 wide by 8.5 high, and the resolution is going to be 300 dpi, which is high resolution. Okay, so now I'm going to do File, Open. I'm going to find my images that I downloaded. I have a lot of images, so I apologize. Let's see. Okay, they might be in my downloads. Let's see, downloads. Nope, all my files. Yeah, they are. Okay, so here's the RedDress. I suggest you download it to your desktop. Find it, but I'm going to open one at a time. I'm going to go to my second tool down, which is the marquee tool, and I'm going to press the mouse key down, and I'm going to drag from the top left to the bottom right, and I'm going to hit File, oops, Edit, Copy, or Command C if you're on a Mac, Control C if you're on a PC, and then I'm going to go to my, make sure you can see this, so I'm going to click on my other image that I originally created, and make sure you can see my file here. Down here, this image here on the bottom of the Photoshop file, that's for new layer. We definitely always want to look at our layers. So I'm going to create a new layer. Here's my new layer. I'm going to make sure I click on my new layer, and then I go on the pointer tool and I hit Control V for paste, and there I have my RedDress. I'm actually going to immediately label my layer so that I know what's what. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to open each file. So this was in all my files. So the mosaic was one of them. I'm going to do the same thing. Click on the marquee tool, top left to bottom right. I'm going to do Control C or Command C if you're on a Mac. I'm going to go back to my file. I'm going to click New Layer. Whoops, I hit New Group. That's not what I meant to do. This is New Layer. Make sure I'm clicked on that layer. Go to my pointer tool and hit Command V or Control V for paste. And here is my mosaic. I'm going to label my file. The more organized you are, the better. Okay. Oops. Monitor Man. Just completing the process here. Paste. Label the file. Monitor Man. File open. All my files. Hazel Eye image. Same thing. copy my image, go back to the file, new layer, paste, call it Hazel Eye. So I can always at any time go on the pointer tool and move my images around depending on what layer I'm in. Okay, I think I have one more image to get. So File, Open, Duomo, same thing. Copy, new layer, paste, and I'm going to label it. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. All right, so here are all my images. So how I'm going to start is I'm going to start with the more difficult images. So if I click the eye, it'll hide the image. It's still there, but it's just hidden. So I'm just going to hide it if I want to clear some of this stuff up. I'm going to hide the eye and the mosaic also. So the red dress, trying to mimic what I did as the example. So I can open that up for you. Let's see. So this is my image that I'm trying to create. So we're really trying to make a silhouette around the red dress. Okay? So, whoops. Okay, so I'm going to close some of these other images so I don't have so many images open. These are just the images that we copied from. Okay, at this point I'm going to take my new image that has all these images that I dropped on it. I'm just going to save it just to make sure my computer doesn't crash. So save, and I suggest saving often. And you're going to call it class demo or something like that. Let's say class demo. And make sure you direct it to go to your desktop so you can find it easily, and save it as a Photoshop file with layers. Save. Okay. So again, we're trying to mimic this the red dress. So we'll just take a look at what I created here. If we get rid of this, I basically silhouetted the girl, chopped off her head. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to take the red dress, and first of all we're going to resize it. How you resize it is Control T or Command T if you're on a Mac. You can also go on the drop down. You can do Image. Oops. Let's see. Image. Sorry, Edit, Transform, and you can do Scale. It's the same thing. Okay. If you hold your Shift key down and pull by one of the edges, you'll see the arrow changes. You can make it bigger or smaller. Also, if you hold it a little outside, no, I guess you can't at this point. Okay, so we're going to make it, I'm holding my Shift key down to keep the proportions proper. Okay, so I'm going to make her pretty big. Should probably at this point also size this Monitor Man image, so we're going to do the same thing, Control T or Command T if you're on a Mac, with highlighting the Monitor Man layer. And then I'm going to hold the Shift key down and make it larger. Hit Return when you're done, or Enter. Okay, another thing I want to show you is how you look at different images, what's in front, what's behind. So that is determined by your layers. So if you take your red dress and you drag, I'm pressing on the mouse on this layer and I'm going to drag it up and I'm going to let go of the mouse above Monitor Man and you'll see that my red dress is now on top of it. Okay. So I'm going to, again, close the Monitor Man, click on the red dress, and just so that I can see what I'm doing, I'm also going to give a color to my background. So I'm going to click on my background image down here. Again, with the marquee tool, drag from the top left to the bottom right. I'm going to give it some color. So down here, this is your foreground. This is your background color. If I click on the foreground, it'll give me all different options for color. You can pick whatever you want. I'm just going to pick a random color just so that I can see something. And then I'm going to do File, Fill, and you're going to use the foreground color. Okay. So the reason why I can't see the full thing, the full blue, is that the red dress has white in the background, so it's covering it. If I hide that, you can see all the blue. Okay, so that's what's going to tell me what I need to get rid of. So if I click on my red dress, I'm going to use something called the Magic Wand tool. Magic Wand tool is right here. It's the fourth one down. When you hover over the tools, it'll also tell you what tool it is. So if I click with the Magic Wand tool on the white area, it does a pretty good job of getting rid of all the white. At that point, I can hit delete, and it's a pretty good job. So then I can also take the Magic Wand tool and click in this little area with white. And then here's where it gets a little trickier. So in here, I would not do that with the Magic Wand. So this is where the lasso tool comes in. So the lasso tool is the third tool down. I want to show you, if you hold down these keys, or these tools, they have flyouts, and this has the lasso tool, the polygon lasso tool, and the magnetic lasso tool. I tend to use the regular lasso tool and the magnetic lasso tool a lot. So I think for this we're going to use the magnetic lasso tool. So how this works, make sure you're on the red dress layer. You're just going to hold down the mouse key and drag along, and it sort of sticks to images around. It's not perfect, but it's a pretty good job. And then I'm just going to circle back around. When I circle back around, it makes a marquee, and I'm able to delete what's in there. Again, it's not perfect, so maybe at this point I will use my regular lasso tool, which I'll have more flexibility with. So I'm going to hold that down with the mouse, and I'm just going to circle the areas, go over the areas I want to get rid of the white, and again circle back around and then let go of the mouse and then hit delete. With the hair it gets a little, really, I would suggest like blowing it up. You can blow things up with the tool at the bottom, the magnifying glass. You can get real close. Get on the lasso tool again. Just get a little more refined with this hair. Delete. And probably in here, showing some white area. So I'm just really going to make a circle in sort of the shape, close it up, delete. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. It's for our purposes, it is pretty good. Okay, so now we have this image. I'm going to close the red dress image, and we're going to start with this image on the next tutorial. Okay? Thanks so much, and good luck. You did a great job.